All right, shalom to the elect men, women, and children throughout the four corners of the earth. Shalom. I'm the brother, I'm woman, Atazak, coming back with another video epistle. First and foremost, I want to give all praise, glory, and honor to Yahweh, Ba'ashim Shai, Ba'ashim Chakwadash. That's the Most High Yahweh, the Heavenly Father, the power of the nation of Israel. All right, and Yahweh Shai, the Savior of the nation of Israel. Okay, and Israel being ignorantly known today as the so-called Negroes, Latinos, Native, and Seminole Indians. All right. Salutations, shalom, and double honors unto the apostles and the elders of Great Millstone. Okay, the true leaders that the Most High set up to prophesy and preach this word. Okay, without taking breaks. And shalom and honors unto you brothers that's out there that's enduring. All right, and that's following after that same example of the apostles and the elders of Great Millstone. Okay, preaching this truth. All right, in all truth and in sincerity. Just real quick, I want to touch on this quick video. I'm gonna hit it, or I'm gonna hit it. I'm gonna take it to the point that I want to discuss in this particular video by Max Kaiser of the Kaiser Report. All right, which this is a good video, and for brothers that watch Max Kaiser, you already know what he goes into, and a lot of videos he do are very informative, and a lot of stuff that he brings out, you can filter through the scriptures. And this video is no different, So it says, Kaiser Report, when plunder becomes a way of life, and the way this dude starts off is funny. He says, welcome to the Kaiser Report, the show that Warren Buffett doesn't want you to watch, which, hey, these elites, them top elites, they don't want you to know the truth. They don't want you to know what's going on. They want you to remain in darkness and in a state of bliss and ignorance. But the world is waking up to these top Edomite banking families. Even the lower level Edomites are waking up to them and rousing up. Okay, and what's about to happen is the crash of this economy, which Esau is calling himself orchestrating it. But little does he know, it's all according to prophecy, all right, and it's all according to the plans of Yahweh Ba'ashim Shai. But Esau is calling himself collapsing the economy to bring in his new world order, which in turn will usher in the implementation of the mark of the beast, okay, or the enforcement of the mark of the beast, which is the RFID chip, But yeah, these devils it's the world is waking up to how America and these top banking families are established basically they established their kingdom through debt. All right, so without further ado, I'm gonna take it to where he said it. Okay, this point I want to bring out and bring out some scriptures.
And it's the Fed and Trump. He was also raised in Keynesian economics. He also doesn't really.
Actually,
it can't blame him.
All right, I'm going to take it back a little bit. All right, just a little bit.
By their closeness to the Fed.
And is there anything more troubling for those who would be against the monarchy in power than when we heard that these relief checks being sent out by the government were all going to be signed by Donald Trump? Right, that's an extraordinary act of hubris that nothing I've seen or read or heard Donald Trump say during his entire presidency really worried me until that. And then I realized, what? America has slipped back down into pure monarchy. And it's the Fed and Trump. He was also raised in Keynesian economics. He also doesn't really, it can't blame him. He doesn't understand money. He just understands debt. He's the king of debt, as he himself says. He calls himself the king of debt.
Now, right there, that's what I want. That's the point I want, because he brought out a good point that Donald Trump calls himself the king of debt. All right, DEBT, and right now Donald Trump is the king of Babylon. All right, the king of Babylon right now, which was established, okay, or right now because back in the past they actually did use gold and silver. All right, but in I think it was 1970 they took themselves off the gold standard. I'm not sure. Hold on, I forget if it's if it was FDR in 33 or um or 1970. Let's see, when did U.S. um gold standard? Okay, what year was that? 1971. Okay, 1971. The government held the $35 per ounce price until August 15th, 1971, when President Richard Nixon, that devil, he resigned for all the corruption he was doing. Richard Nixon announced that the United States would no longer convert dollars to gold at a fixed value, thus completely abandoning the gold standard. And what is that? That's an number one, it's an unrighteous decree. Okay, and what's that? Isaiah 10:1, and then number two, what comes to mind is this: Proverbs 11 and 1. And then that's also against the law to have false balances, with the currency, with the money. But this ties in with this too. Proverbs 11 and 1. A false balance is abomination to the Lord. So that goes for starting with judgment, which that Esau is all about, false balances. He's turned evil good and good evil. All right. And then that's also with the money. That's an abomination to Yahweh Shemal Shah. That's why the Lord whipped them people that was in that that was selling, Yahweh Shai whooped them because they were falsifying the balances, man. A false balance is abomination to the Lord, but a just weight is his delight. Okay, a just weight is his delight, and that's what we're going back to. Okay, we're going back to balance when the kingdom of Yahweh Shemal Shai is ushered in. Okay. See, let's get this. Okay, before I take that back. Actually, we're gonna stay here. All right, this is Habakkuk. Okay, I gotta pull it up. Habakkuk chapter 2 verse 6. Shall not all these take up a parable against him, and a taunting proverb against him, and say, woe to him that increaseth that which is not his, how long? And to him that ladeth himself with thick clay. Right. And hey, Donald Trump ain't nothing but a puppet for the elites. Okay, so this is to those elites, them top banking families, the Rothschilds, the Oppenheimers, the Gettys, the DuPonts, the Vanderbilts. All right, the Rockefellers. They're increasing that which is not theirs. Okay, and everything that they have, they're gonna have to pay back. Okay, most of the stuff they stole. Well, I'll say all of the stuff they stole. Okay, not most of it. All of it they stole from the Israelites. Because everything belongs to us, all right, through Yahweh Shemal Shai, all right, because the earth was created for our sakes. Now, the other heathen nations, they do have their allotted blessings, their plots of lands, things of that nature. And Esau has went as far as taking their commodities, their blessings, and that's why the whole world is starting to rouse up against Esau, okay? Namely America, which is run by those banking families over there in England, and wherever else they are, but mostly in England, okay? And everything is about to lead to war, all right? Right after this chip is administered and enforced, that's when that war is going to come in, and that's when the destruction is going to take place on this planet Earth, all right? And in deliverance, of course, all right, the elect of the nation of Israel, which we pray us of the hopeful elect, we pray we're part of, we're going to be delivered from that coming destruction, all right. But you see, everything is falling into place, all right. They're talking about there's another rumor of war with Iran bringing over commodities over to Venezuela, and the United States is talking about blocking them from doing that. That's an act of war. And Iran said if they do that over in the Caribbean Sea, that they're going to retaliate, and it may get physical. That's what they're saying. Okay, and you have the experts. They don't know what to think about all that. You know, um, because America isn't saying nothing. They just said they're going to block them. You know, and Iran said, well, if you block us, we're going to take it as an act of piracy. That's why I kind of looked this word up, piracy, which basically goes back into that's what they call them, the pirates, the practice of attacking and robbing ships at sea. Because Iran is like, hey, we're doing business with our partners, and you're interfering, So basically, we're going to treat you as pirates at sea. That you're about to seize our goods that we're selling to make our money, So that's another rumor of war. Okay, as prophesied by Yahweh Shai, wars and rumors of wars in Matthew 24. So, hey, everything is it's a lot going on. Okay, these prophecies are ramping up. All right. Now, once again, this title is When Plunder Becomes a Way of Life. Okay. And I got that definition for plunder. It says steal goods from a place or person, typically using force and in a time of war or civil disorder, which is coming. Okay. Because what's about to happen is the collapse of this U.S. dollar. All right. Which is all systematically it's all systematic, all right? This pandemic, this COVID-1984 experiment, all right? To see how the people are going to react. Are the people ready for this new world order? Are the people ready to accept this mark of the beast? Well, what you're going to get out of it is civil disorder, okay? And we are in a time of war, okay? We've been in a time of spiritual war, but now we're entering into this the physical, all right? Everything is about to get physical. Okay, and civil disorder is coming here to America. It's already beginning, but it's going to amplify all those so-called peaceful protests. That's why you got Edomites out there with guns and stuff now. It's about to get very hectic out here, okay, in the United States. Okay, you think the 4th of July is the fireworks on the 4th of July is something. No, it's about to be real fireworks out here. The violent and dishonest acquisition of property. And that's what Esau has been doing. You know what? Going down in Habakkuk, it says 2 and 9. Woe unto him that coveteth an evil covetousness to his house, that he may set his nest on high, that he may be delivered from the power of evil. All right. Actually, I should have started up. So like it, verse 8, because thou hast spoiled many nations. See, when you go back into that, that word spoiled, that's basically going back to them going into nations and stealing from those nations, declaring war on nations and then robbing them. Go back and look at what happened in 2003. I think it was 2003 when United States went into Iraq. Okay. I think that was Operation Desert Shield or some crap like that. Something like that. I forget the exact title for it, but anyway. When they went over there, okay, they took all the gold because you had Saddam Hussein that was about to stop selling oil and stop backing his oil up with the U.S. dollar and back it up with gold. So they went into there and they took him down, took his regime down, and took all the commodities, which included the oil and the gold. Same thing happened in Libya, okay, in 2010, 2011. I think it was 2011. Same thing, all right? So these devils have spoiled many nations, and these nations are starting to rouse up. And just as it says in Ezekiel 38, Gog and Magog, which is Russia today, okay? I ain't trying to, call out the news broadcast, but Gog and Magog today is Russia. All right, and they're Salakia, and they're the Lord's going to have them as a shield against America, as a covering over all those other nations to fight against America. All right, so it says all the remnant of the people, all right, all these other heathen nations that are coming together, going down, that's going to all go down to the Middle East, spoken about in Joel chapter 3, verse 9, on down, shall spoil thee. And how they're going to spoil America with those missiles, because of men's blood and for the violence of the land, of the city, and of all that dwell therein. And I was watching RT Live, and you know they have the commercials, and one of the commercials that popped up was Laos. During the Vietnam War, there was the United States was bombing Laos, and they kept it out of the media. They said it was a secret war, and there's a bunch of bombs that are still in Laos to this day that have not exploded, that were dropped, that have not exploded, and there's a lot of children. This is what they were saying. There's a lot of children out there when they go out and play, the bombs explode and they die. You know, and I want to check out that documentary. They called it This Little Land of Mines, you know, kind of a play on words. But hey, America, there's a lot of things that's not even in the media that the world doesn't know about, of the wickedness of America, of the wickedness of Esau, of the wickedness of them top banking families that fund these wars, okay, that fund the terrorism throughout the world. You know, the main terrorist in the world, it ain't Al Qaeda. Well, shoot, Al Qaeda works for America. You know, it ain't all them terrorists they prop up. It's really the United States. You know, it's Esau, okay, it's Edom. All right, the so-called Caucasians, starting with them top banking families. Okay, and I wouldn't be surprised if they flag this video, all right, for saying that, oh, America, you're talking against America, that's treason. You know, well, America is not my country, okay? Yashar Allah is my country, all right? America, Babylon the Great is going down. America, Babylon the Great is going to be destroyed, okay, by Yahweh Shema Shai, and it's all according to the prophecy in the scriptures, all right? These are all the words of Yahweh Shema Shai, and it's going to come to pass, and there's nothing you can do about it, Esau. All right, so yeah, what was that I had? Yeah, that's what I wanted to pull up. But plunder, yeah, I brought that out. So yeah, what's coming is that dollar collapse. Okay, so I typed in what happens when a currency collapses, and you see the first thing that popped up: effects of a dollar collapse. A sudden dollar collapse will create global economic turmoil because most of these countries have their economy backed up with the U.S. dollar. Okay. That's going to cause exactly what it said: global economic turmoil. Investors would rush. Come on now. Investors would rush to. Hey, that was 3 times the phone chimed. So that's the spirit. But it says investors would rush to other currencies, such as the euro, or other assets such as gold and commodities. And they should have silver in there. They should also have copper and platinum. All these different metals, okay, precious metals. That's what's going to be propped up, okay. That's why you see gold and silver and platinum, and I think it's called rhodium, copper. They're all shooting up in the markets because the dollar is collapsing, okay, and the dollar is going to collapse. A lot of people are pulling out of having their money in these different companies and having their money. Having their commodities backed up with gold and with the U.S. dollar, and they're backing it up with gold and silver, okay, and different other precious metals. Demands for treasuries would plummet, and interest rates would rise. Yep, that's going to cause housing, the housing bubble, as they call it, to burst, okay, and everything else that has interest with it. U.S. import prices would skyrocket. That's right, causing inflation. And what they should have put is hyperinflation, because we're in inflation now. So once that U.S. dollar collapses, what you're going to get is hyperinflation, okay? Because we're in inflation now. And they're trying to make everything seem like it's okay by bringing the, pumping more oil, okay? More and more oil out to bring down gas prices. That's not going to help. Okay, everything Esau is doing, it's not going to help. All right, but they're trying to keep people in a state of ease and a state of peace. Okay, in that mindset of peace and safety, and what the scriptures say. This is the First Thessalonians 5:3. For when they shall say peace and safety, then sudden destruction cometh upon them. Yep. And just like now, they're saying, oh, the coronavirus is gone. Y'all can go back to your way of life, for some of these places. And shoot, over there in China, they tried that. Everybody was cheering. And now they're talking about a second wave. Okay. And soon, man, coronavirus is going to be a thing of the past. All right. The Lord's going to bombard this place with plagues and judgment to where ain't nobody going to be talking about no damn coronavirus. All right. But when all these people say peace and safety and they want to go back to their cozy little lives, that's when, hey, this is going to happen. It says sudden destruction cometh upon them as travail upon a woman with child, and they shall not escape. That's right. There's going to be no escape. And ultimately, this is talking about the missiles. When those missiles come, let's get this. This is Jeremiah 46:11. I'm going to just read the points for the sake of time. Go up into Gilead and take balm, O virgin, the daughter of Egypt, which is America. In vain shalt thou use many medicines, for thou shalt not be cured. There's no making America great again. All right. No matter what you do, canceling student debt, canceling housing debt, canceling car debt. It don't matter what you do. All right. As many stimulus checks that you put out, it's not going to help. You can give $1 million, $1 billion in stimulus checks to every family in America. It's not going to help America. Okay? It's not going to help Babylon the Great. This place is done. Esau, you're finished. All right? Your time is about up. Jeremiah 51:8. Babylon is suddenly fallen and destroyed. Howl for her, and all those nations are going to howl for her. Okay? Why? Because they ain't going to be making no money from this place no more. Okay? And they're going into slavery. Them heathens. Take balm for her pain. If so be, she may be healed. I got to keep going on that. We would have healed Babylon, but she is not healed. Forsake her and let us go, everyone, into his own country. That's why everybody going back to their own country now. For her judgment reacheth unto heaven and is lifted up even to the skies. And this ties in with Revelation 18. Okay. So real quick, going back to that plunder. Okay. Steal goods from a place or person, typically using force and in the time of war or civil disorder. All right. And that's exactly what's coming when plunder becomes a way of life. That's what's coming to the streets of America. And what backs this up is this prophecy here in 2 Esdras 15. And I'm going to end it right here. 2 Esdras 15 and 15. For the sword and their destruction draweth nigh, and one people shall stand up to fight against another, and swords in their hands, talking about the guns. For there shall be sedition among men, which means it's from the Latin word seditionum, okay, which means a separation or going apart, and invading one another, a division, okay, sedition, division, and invading one another, they shall not regard their kings nor princes, and the course of their actions shall stand in their power. Now get this on the Drudge Report, all right. Let's see if I can pull it up. Real quick. It's one of the top headlines, so it should still be there. Buchanan. I was kind of reading into this a little bit. Buchanan, will Americans submit to second quarantine? Okay. And that's what's going to come. People are not going to care what the president or the governors or the different magistrates and the judges have to say, okay? The different doctors and experts and all that, they're not going to care. They're going to do what the hell they want to do out here. And the course of their action shall stand in their power. A man shall desire to go into a city and shall not be able, which is already happening, okay? And it's going to get turned up. It's going to amplify. And that was already going to happen this year anyway with the it was going to start with the October 2020, what you call that? Real ID. Okay, the Real ID. But see, hey, the Lord turned up the heat to where, hey, can't nobody just go into a city. Most people, when they go into another city or another state, they're told to mandatorily quarantine or they're just getting arrested. And shall not be able, for because of their pride, the city shall be troubled, the houses shall be destroyed, and men shall be afraid. A man shall have no pity upon his neighbor, but shall destroy their houses with the sword and spoil their goods because of the lack of bread, which is famine, which is about to get turned up. The Lord's about to turn up the heat on these different famines, especially here in America, and for great tribulation. And tribulation, let's get it. And we'll end on this definition. Okay. A cause of great trouble or suffering, a state of trouble or suffering, trouble, worry, anxiety, burden, cross to bear, affliction, okay, adversity, trials, hardship. They should have straits in here too. You know, surprised they ain't got straits. Pain, anguish, distress, misery, suffering, okay, unhappiness, sadness. All this is coming to America, all right, in the coming days, in the coming months. So with that, I pray this is edifying to the elect. I'm going to say shalom and a Bible ball.